That's what they want. Run from the truth. Run from the warnings. Run from the history screaming at us, from the ashes of every civilization that thought they were too strong to fall. But there's nowhere left to run. This is happening now, everywhere. It starts small, a whisper in the cracks of society. A leader tells you that your struggles have a face, an enemy. They tell you the immigrants took your jobs. The other community ruined your values. The poor are bleeding you dry. The journalists are lying to you, and you listen because anger is easier than fear, because pointing a finger is easier than looking in the mirror. But while you're watching the enemy, they are watching you, because this playbook, it's old and it never fails. Germany blamed the Jews. Rwanda blamed the Tutsi. Cambodia blamed the intellectuals. America blamed the indigenous. Then the black. Then the immigrants. Then the activists. Who's next? Because there is always a next. Tyranny does not stop at the first scapegoat. It spreads. It consumes. It is a fire, and once it starts burning, it does not stop until everything is ash. And yet, some of you still believe it can't happen here. You think democracy is too strong, that people are too aware, that we are too advanced. Let me remind you, it took 1 month, 3 weeks, 2 days, 8 hours, and 40 minutes for the Nazis to dismantle a constitutional republic. 1 month. Now tell me, how long do you think it would take today, when lies travel faster than truth, when fear is currency, when history is rewritten before your eyes? So I'll ask you again, what comes next? When they have erased the immigrants, the other community, the poor, the journalists, the minorities, and your life is still broken, who do they blame next? Because let me tell you something cold and hard. When they run out of others, they come for you. Unless you stop them. Unless you wake up. Unless you see this machine for what it is. This is not just a warning. This is a call to arms. Not with violence, with truth, with defiance, with the refusal to comply, to stay silent, to let them turn fear into law. You want to stop this? Then fight like hell. Speak, resist. Hold the damn line. Because history is watching, the future is waiting. And when they ask who stood up, who refused to be silent, make sure your name is on that list. So don't just scroll. Share this. Tag someone. Speak loudly. Because if you wait until the fire reaches your door, it will be too damn late.
The womb is the source of creation. It is the black void where all manifestation of life emerges, physical and spiritual. It is the sum total of all possibilities, all potential. It is fertile and abundant. The womb is a portal, a sacred temple of creation. The womb is also a symbol of the Great Mother. Women are its keepers, its high priestesses. We are born with wombs which all connect to the original womb of the Great Mother. Our womb is what makes us divinely feminine. All of existence is birthed through the womb. All of existence, meaning regardless of race, color, you came through the black woman's womb. It is sacred, all powerful, and a seat of creativity. Black woman, yes, you are the portal of the womb. Yes, black women, you are creation itself and very, very powerful and beautiful. However, never place yourself over another. Never claim to be better or judgmental of other races. For example, white women. Do not discriminate against them. If you claim to hate white women or have prejudice against them, you are defying your own creation. Remember, they came from your vessel. How can you hate what you created? They deserve the same respect.
Up your mind. I'll always be there for you through good and bad times, but I can't be that superwoman that you want me to be. I'll give you love, lasting love if you return love.
Did you know that in the ancient biblical text of the Book of Enoch, there's vivid descriptions of multiracial aliens called Anunnaki who went against God and slept with the daughters of men, and they bore great giant offspring? Enoch, who was the great-grandfather of biblical Noah, also known as Zisudra, recounts Noah being albino with blue eyes and a son of Enki, the Sumerian water god. Interestingly, the Council of Nicaea in 325 AD chose to exclude this book from the Bible due to its detailed accounts of encounters with alien beings known as the Anunnaki, who interacted with our ancient ancestors. Today, we're going to reveal the complete historical records from the Book of Enoch and the Lost Book of Enki, shedding light on these events from ancient times. Enoch, a righteous and just man favored by the Lord God Enki, described a time before the first great flood. He witnessed extraordinary events, such as being taken up into the sky in a burning disc or chariot, where he saw the earth as a massive sphere, which in modern terms, this could be interpreted as an experience of being on a spaceship, viewing the planet Earth from beyond its atmosphere. During Enoch's time, humanity was peaceful, offering rituals and sacrifices to both their god and gods. Ritually, these gods accepted the offerings and stored them for later use, thus no longer needing to farm or grow their own food on this planet. The humans could do it for them. Enki, a compassionate, wise but lustrous water god, was left in charge of Earth after his brother Enlil was away off planet. He held great affection for human men and also the daughters they produced. This led to him having relations with Lamech's wife, Betanos. Lamech, the grandson of Enoch, was driven and overjoyed to hear the birth of a son from Betanos. Little did he know the great shock that awaited him. The following verse from Book of Enoch 105 reads, "After a time, my son Methuselah took a wife for his son Lamech. She became pregnant by him and brought forth a child, the flesh of which was as white as snow and red as a rose, the hair of whose head was white like wool and long, and whose eyes were beautiful. When he opened them, he illuminated all the house, like the sun. The whole house abounded with light. And when he was taken from the hand of the midwife, opening also his mouth, he spoke to the Lord of righteousness. Then Lamech his father was afraid of him, and flying away came to his own father Methuselah, and said, I have begotten a son, unlike to other children. He is not human, but resembling the offspring of the angels of heaven, is of a different nature from ours, being altogether unlike to us." Enoch's depiction in this passage reveals that Noah, also known as Zisudra, possessed the distinctive trait of being an albino. He bore striking physical resemblances to some of messengers and deities, commonly referred to as the Anunnaki. This uniqueness set him apart from other humans, as the descendants of Adam had a dark skin complexion during this time.
Early in the morning, I put breakfast on your table.
For hundreds of years, it has been taught that white is superior to the black. This ideology has been drilled into the black community's collective mind for generations. It is in this teaching that one can understand why the black community suffers from internalized oppression. My work is not about arrogance or toxic insecurity that reify my fragile ego. No, not at all. My work really is about those who are unfairly, unjustly, and repeatedly discriminated against, oppressed, abused, and violated with the explicit goal of being able to contribute to healing and fundamental change across all levels of society, with all people, regardless of race.
Oh no, no, I'm not the kind of girl that you can let down. Don't you let me down, don't you let me down. I won't let you down. I need more than occasional love. There's a token of love from you.
My aspirations are grounded in the knowledge that large scale change occurs in one person, one soul, and one spirit at a time. As such, each and every life matters, given it is people who co create policy, culture, and society. Hope comes from all so called small individual wins because they stir up large scale policy, culture, and societal change.
I'm not your superwoman.